So what we need to do really is think about what we're going to do over the next 3 days, and in particular I think what we're going to do today. And I think once we see our work, so when we meet we can bring it up on screen, we can have a look and so on, we can see what we're doing, and that will give a clearer sense of of the voice, the type of thing we're doing, and then that will help with the next sections. Okay, shall we start? Let's start the Booksprint, which basically means getting out your computers and then see where we are now.
The Booksprint was organised as part of our Sprinting to the Open Future project. We were asked by Rebecca and Sam at University College London and Andrew Prescott at the Arts and Humanities Research Council to support the Academic Book of the Future project. The purpose is to produce the content for a book over 3 days. So straight from the start we were thinking about the Academic Book of the Future, and we were thinking about who the authors of the future are or will be. And so immediately we were thinking about our students.
I heard about it online. It's basically you have to write a book in 3 days, and it's like quite a challenge but also very exciting. I really like the idea of working together as a group to create a book in such a short space of time. I think the project's going to be quite challenging because everyone's quite ready to do as much as they can in the time, and I think because we're all very enthusiastic about the project, it's going to go quite well because everyone's going to try and do their hardest to put as much into it as possible. I think we will be able to complete it.
For many of our students this will be the first time that they've produced a book, so this is going to be important for the students in terms of developing their creative writing potential. But also in terms of establishing their careers, this will be something that they'll be able to go to employers with in the future and say that they've written a book.
I'm Thomas Hughes and I'm studying English with creative writing.
You enjoying it?
Yeah, really enjoying the course so far. Particularly on the creative writing course, it's very interesting to be taught by people who have had their work published. Ultimately, yeah, I would like to be a writer, an author in particular, but also perhaps be a journalist as well.
So there would need to be a page on results adjustment, a page on accommodation, a page on packing, and then within that we then add maybe one case study.
The subject matter for the book is the student experience in the first weeks of coming to university. We want it to be something that they could share with future students. There's a lot of cliches about those student experiences. We wanted to capture something that was real to our students.
They don't need to be huge, they just need to be, get across what you're trying to get across.
Should I focus on the really technical bits?
Yeah, I think it's mainly clear.
I should have just written down all of that.
If you look at the sort of travel guides, general sort of guide documents, they tend to be written, these sort of text chapters tend to be written in second person. When you arrive, you will find. Is that, for me, I think we can just keep to that, certainly for the main text of the document.
So in the book we're going to do case studies of people coming to university for the first time and explaining what needs to be done, but there's also going to be sections of creative writing in there. So I think there's going to be poems about coming to university and personal experiences of new students. So there's a lot of variety in there which you don't get with some other mediums, so I think it should be really interesting for readers.
Just writing about settling.
Right.
Just like the things you can do to make yourself feel more comfortable. I'm just going from my personal experience.
And how do you feel you've settled in?
I settled in like a lot more quickly than I thought I would. One of the main things was I met the people I'm in my block very quickly. Like within a few days I knew everyone's name, I'd spoken to everyone. So that was good. Just we need to think of FAQs for settling in.
I think it's mainly kind of emphasising it. In some cases it can happen within the first week, but you can still feel very disjointed. You could have a lovely big group of friends but still feel like you're not settled in that period because you're homesick.
So there's a lot of blogs online about coming to university, and most universities do little videos from past students about what you have to do when you get here, but A lot of it's very facts-based, to-do lists of what you need to do, and there's not always such an in-depth amount of student experience involved. And I think because we've only just got here, it's not like a second or third year saying, oh, I remember when. It's like, it's just happened for us. I think there'll be a lot more relevant to people reading it and coming to university straight away.
How was the first session then?
It was good actually. I got a lot more done than I thought I would. Don't know about anybody else.
Yeah.
So it was faster paced than I was expecting. It's fun. I'm enjoying it.
How's it going?
Okay, yeah. I'm just writing about homesickness. So I'm trying to help people settle in a bit better to uni. And if they are feeling homesick and lonely, I'm trying to come up with some tips to help them. So.
How's your own experience like?
I was actually really homesick at first. So I've written a case study based on like myself, to show people it does happen to like everyone, because I think I'm really outgoing as well, so it kind of shocked me that I didn't really settle in that well at first. But yeah, so I'm writing about that as well, so hopefully people can see that like it does affect everyone.
How many subjects are there? Is this the first chapter? Or?
No, so we've got everything kind of listed.
This is everything for the whole thing?
Yeah, pretty much. These are all the sections that we want to do.
We've done half of it already.
But yeah, we've done more than half of it already.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can see all the documents.
You don't have a limit on words in the sense
Nope.
that a minimum amount or maximum amount?
No, it can be whatever we want. I mean, initially it's going to be published as a PDF, and when it comes to the book, I don't think there's a limit there really. You know, I would imagine we're going to see something around 40,000 words, something like that.
Homesickness, scientifically, is not an attachment to a specific place so much as it is to the familiar. What you miss most is knowing your surroundings and being around people and things that you know. So, to combat this, getting to know your surroundings as soon as possible will make you feel much more at home. Explore the town, get to know key places on campus, and don't be afraid to get lost. Being forced to find places is often the quickest way to get to know your way around. And most of all, don't worry. It may seem like the simplest thing in the world, but just remember not to get too stressed about feeling homesick or lonely. Just remember that everything you're going through is natural. For most people, it's their first proper time living away from home, and even for the most independent person, it can be difficult to know how to adult straight away. Don't try too hard to be happy or cheery all the time. If you're feeling upset about not settling in, it's okay to be upset. It's okay to cry to your flatmates over a picture of your kitten, or to have a mini breakdown over how horrible the food is. Just remember that despite these ups and downs, it'll be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end.
It just really appealed to me. I do really enjoy writing. And I think also just having something written by other students I'd have found really helpful when I first came, because I was so worried about so many different things. So it would have been nice to have had a book just to read and reassure you, I suppose. So yeah.
Emily, what's the main thing on the to-do list?
The first thing that I've said, we have to complete the registration. Because you start it online and then you have to complete it in person, but they don't really tell you that you need a form of ID, like a passport or a birth certificate. So I just brought my driver's license and I had to get my mum to post up my birth certificate.
What are you writing, Emily?
I'm writing, I'm adding onto nightlife a bit about transport into the city, so taxis and buses.
Have you got a tip that you would recommend?
If you're going on a night out, try and stay with your friends, because obviously that means you're safer. I don't know, I've never felt particularly unsafe in the city. And like if you get a DG cab, you know that you're going to get home safely.
What's your best night out so far?
Oh gosh.
Celebrating a birthday.
Yeah, birthdays are always fun. I went out last night for my friend's birthday. That was good fun.
What have you found surprising so far?
I'm quite impressed how quickly we've done it. Like, I wasn't expecting us to get everything written so fast, so we kind of mainly got editing and stuff to do now, which I didn't think we'd be doing. So.
should offer my congratulations on everyone, because I think we've done tremendously well, or you've done tremendously well. I mean, we've got, I don't know how many documents, probably over 30 now. So I think we're well ahead of the game, which is really good, because it means that perhaps tomorrow it gives us a lot more time to think about how we edit this, how we bring it together, how we format it, maybe the structure of the book itself. It's now exactly midday, so we've got 5 hours left. Students have just gone for their lectures. They're going to be back in an hour for lunch, and we're at 17,500 words. So I'd say the document is 3/4 done. So we've now got to add case studies, we've now got to add the creative writing. And I think we're about there then.
Because it almost kind of fits in.
How's it been for you, the experience?
Really good, yeah. It's really fun to be busy all the time, and it's something that I've always been interested in, but you've just never had the opportunity to do. I think that's the main thing.
I like working to a deadline and being busy. I find that quite exciting, but I hadn't done this sort of thing like in a team before, and having them edit your work and you edit theirs, so I really liked that.
Does that one work?
It has been different. It's a nice change of pace. What would you say is like publishing, editing, which is kind of what I'm interested in doing, so I think it's quite a valuable experience.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Probably just the experience of working in a team, so it's been nice, yeah.
Working in a group is always good, because you just can get so much more done. That's the big thing about working in a group. It's really good.
Don't limit yourself either.
I've quite enjoyed the editing side of it, actually, because obviously the writing, it went so much quicker than we thought it would, although I really enjoyed that. Most of what we've been doing is editing, and I've learned quite a lot about the process, which is really interesting. Yeah, I'd definitely, if I had the opportunity, I'd definitely do the Booksprint again.
We're just doing the final edits. Literally the final 5 or 6 pages. I think we're done.